Well, good day. It's been a few days since I've said that. More than a few. Been tied up in a pre-employment process myself, so been going to interviews and so on and so forth. So just haven't had as much time. But today is Wednesday, the 18th day of August 2021. Very humid here in Virginia, and not real hot, but just like steam bath type humidity. Couple of things I want to talk about. Number one, well, first I'm going to be doing one on the federal probation officer position, and some of you asked about other jobs, and I'm working on those. But this is some new news, okay, about the PT test for the DEA, and I believe it's the FBI as well, but I can't confirm the FBI. But the DEA I can confirm. First thing, you will be taking your PT test now as soon as they've finished reviewing your resume. So before you even get to an interview, you have to pass your PT, and you have to pass it very well. I have heard from a very reliable source that the last class that they had lost over 15 agents because they couldn't pass their PT test, which means that the field did not do a good job of testing them, which means, again, that they want you now to be comfortably able to pass it, not just minimally able to pass it. Now, the protocol for the sit-up has changed. Up until about a week ago, it was hands behind the head, locking your fingers and going all the way down and going up. Now it is holding your shoulders, not grasping your shirt, but holding your shoulders. So it's more like a crunch, I guess, than a sit-up. So that might be good news. For me, it would be good news. I think it's good news because you got to do 58 of them in a minute or more to get the highest score, and you want to strive for the highest score possible. So that's good news, okay? Again, the PT is the biggest problem for everybody, it seems to be. A lot of people don't make it. And I attribute that, probably you guys you're from a different generational group than I am. When we were kids, we were always playing outside on the street. You don't see that anymore, because people are just indoors. They're doing electronic entertainment, or, you just never see kids playing pickup games of baseball or football or whatever. But, the PT, I did work out, but it wasn't anywhere near the problem that a lot of people are having, okay? And the only thing I can really tell you to do is work out. If you are a college student, start working out. If you're a high school student, you want to join DEA or the FBI or any federal agency, when you graduate, start working out. It's not too early to start working out and getting into a good habit of being in outstanding shape. And by outstanding shape, I mean being able to max that PT test. Your goal should be like 2 miles in 12 minutes. Okay. Your goal should be the maximum number of push-ups in a minute. Your goal should be the maximum number of sit-ups in a minute. Sprinting, you can either do well or not, but you can pass it. Okay. So that's my first advice. The second thing, people have asked about interviews, and I've done one on the structured interview before, but because I've been the victim of a structured interview several times in the last couple weeks, which is the first interviews I've done since 1984. I think I'm a little qualified to answer those questions. And some of them are done online, and others were done in person. And I think I did okay on all of them. But what you want to do, this will be common to any job, okay? And actually, the DEA interviews were a lot more difficult than the ones I went through. But be prepared to explain how you are suited for the job. In other words, how the requirements of the job fit your qualifications and interests, which means you have to know the requirements of the job. You have to know what they do, so that you can intelligently answer that question. So if they ask me, for instance, why would I make a good magistrate? Well, I have to know what a magistrate does, If I don't know what a magistrate does, I may not answer that question correctly. But, in my case, I would say, well, I like the law. I've always had a lifelong interest in the law. And then you throw in a little bit about your qualifications. I studied criminal justice in college, had an undergraduate degree. I went to the FBI Academy. I was a drug enforcement agent for 27 years. Since then, I've worked for the Catholic Church, but I've received a master's degree with with law classes for sure, and also canon law. And I enjoy working with people. I enjoyed working with people in the church. I enjoyed working with people in the DEA. You see, it puts in your knowledge of the job to your qualifications. Okay. And I said, well, I don't have all that experience. Well, none of us did when we started off. Okay. But the point is, you want to be able to articulate how your experience meets the job requirements. Okay. So that is very important. Your interview. How do you dress for the interview? If you're a man, you dress like I do. Even when I am online, I dress like this. And you might be wearing shorts under it, but, that's fine. They can't see that. But if you're in person, obviously, you should wear a suit. If you don't have a suit, go get one. You're going to have to wear a suit in the when you report to the academy. And when you go to court, you're going to have to wear suits. So, and if you're a young lady, dress conservatively and professionally, as if you were going to court. Or, and again, people make judgments on you fairly or unfairly based on how you dress, okay? So if you were to go up to, there's 3 people walking around on the street. One's got a wife beater t-shirt. Another one's got a business suit. Another one, looks like you crawled out of a garbage can. Who are you going to go to for directions? You're going to go to the guy who looks like he knows, who appears to know what he's doing and to be kind of competent. Now, maybe the guy who crawled out of the garbage can, maybe he's much smarter than the rest of them. Who knows? But the point of it is, people judge by appearances, and so do the best you can, So again, men, wear a suit. Ladies, I would wear a very nice dress, very conservative. I would not wear anything that, that you wouldn't wear to church. If you don't go to church, go to court. If you've never been to church, go to church and see how people dress conservatively. No party dresses, nothing real short, nothing real revealing. They may ask you for your phone number. I would never do that. But they won't hire you for a job, okay? And that's just the way it is. So they're going to talk when you leave. Say, you see how she was dressed for this job? Seriously, she's going to go to court like this? No. These are professional jobs. These are serious people, okay? The interview should be fairly easy. So now the DEA process is the PT test, then they do the written assessment, then the interview, then you get the job offer, conditional, and then you got to pass. The biggest thing after that is the polygraph. Psychological, background, medical. 3 of the 4 should not be a problem. The polygraph is a bugaboo. I can't help you with that. There's a lot of sites on the internet. I don't think they should do it, but they still polygraph people, so nothing I can say will help you with that, other than tell the truth to the U.S. government. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the kind comments. And I am going to do one on the federal probation officer position, okay? God bless all of you.